This is a small piece or tool. There seems to be an LED in the middle. The nut fits snugly in the small hole. What is it from? It's a part of a dog bark collar. The main part with the LED is the test light, used to verify that the collar is working. The metal nut-like parts are the contact points or probes that you screw into the collar. These are the points that make contact with the dog's neck. To test the collar, you would hold this test light against those contact points. When the collar activates, from a bark or the test mode, the LED will light up, confirming that the collar is delivering a static correction. Found outside my front door, this seems like a bone. What is it from? You have a squirrel that left their snack. That is an old spine bone, a vertebra, from some animal, perhaps a rabbit, a bird, or another small creature. Squirrels and other rodents are known to chew on bones to get calcium and other minerals, and also to help wear down their constantly growing incisor teeth. The squirrel likely found this bone somewhere, was carrying it, and then dropped it or left it on your doorstep before being scared away. Found in one of the rooms when we moved in. The cover is broken. Not sure how important it is. What is it? This is an old phone line connector or junction box. Before modern RJ11 jacks became the standard, telephone wiring in a house was often connected at these small terminal blocks. The main phone line would come in, and the individual wires would be screwed down to the terminals inside this box. This is a piece of obsolete telecommunications hardware. Unless you still have and use a landline telephone that is connected to this specific box, it is no longer important and can be safely removed or ignored. What is this thing that was found sticking to my boyfriend's shirt? We stopped at a gas station on our road trip back home, and this thing was on his shirt. The metal side was sticky. The commenter has one of these cases, and the little rectangle at the bottom falls out sometimes and is really sticky on one side. This is likely a decorative metal accent piece, or a kickstand component that has become unglued from a phone case. The sticky side is the adhesive that was supposed to hold it onto the case. It fell off the case, and then, being sticky, it attached itself to the boyfriend's shirt. Thumb screw torture? The finder found this, and it looks like a modern version of a thumb screw torture device. You put your finger in the middle and twist the handle at the bottom, which tightens the screw. Any ideas? This looks like some sort of mounting device. The thumb trap portion is designed to clamp onto a cylindrical pole, like a microphone stand, a light stand, or a piece of tubing. The thumb screw at the bottom would be used to tighten this clamp securely onto the pole. The other part of the device, which is not fully shown or might be missing, would be for mounting something else, perhaps a camera, a light, a microphone, or another accessory onto that pole. It is a clamp, not a torture device. Weird purple liquid on a car and a garbage can. It appeared overnight. What is it? The commenter jokingly suggests, Grimace has been jerking off all over town. This is a reference to a viral TikTok trend from the summer of 2023 involving the Grimace Shake, a purple berry-flavored milkshake sold by McDonald's to celebrate the character Grimace's birthday. The trend involved people creating short, absurd horror videos where they would pretend to die or befall a terrible fate after drinking the shake, often ending with them covered in the purple liquid. This is likely the result of someone performing that prank. Any idea what this item is? Found it in a storage unit I won at auction. I tried searching online, but the closest thing I can find is a Camel saddleback. Does anyone know exactly what this is? Your search was correct. This is a Camel saddle. Specifically, it is a decorative version, often sold as a souvenir or a piece of exotic home decor, rather than a heavy-duty working saddle. They are typically made of a wooden frame with leather padding and decorative elements. They are often used as a unique footstool or a small, low seat, bringing a touch of Moroccan or Middle Eastern style to a room. It is a classic and recognizable piece of decorative furniture. Anyone know what kind of water hose adapter this is? Trying to help my cousin identify this type of adapter so he can get one, since we can't find anything on Google. This is a vacuum breaker, a type of anti-siphon valve. It is a safety device that is required to be attached to outdoor hose bibs, faucets, by plumbing codes in many areas. Its purpose is to prevent contaminated water from being siphoned back into your home's drinking water supply. If you leave your garden hose in a puddle or a bucket of chemicals and the water pressure in your house drops, this valve has a one-way check that will open to the air, breaking the siphon and preventing that contaminated water from being sucked back into your pipes. What kind of jawbone is this? My girlfriend found this a few years ago, and neither of us is sure which animal it's from. We're in Mississippi. This is the jawbone of a deer. The distinctive shape of the jaw and the flat, ridged teeth are characteristic of a herbivore that grinds up tough plant matter. Deer are very common throughout Mississippi, and finding their bones in the woods or fields is not unusual. This is likely the mandible, lower jaw, from a white-tailed deer, a common animal in the region. I went out of town for a few weeks and suddenly found this in the corner of my garage door. Does anyone know what it is and how to remove it? That's a wasp nest, likely from a species of paper wasp. They create their nests by chewing wood fibers into a paper-like pulp. If the nest is small and you don't see any wasps, it may be an old, abandoned nest from last year, and you can simply knock it down. However, if it is an active nest with wasps present, you should be very careful. You can either use a commercial wasp spray, following the directions carefully, or, if you're not comfortable doing so, call a professional pest control service to remove it safely. Expect them to defend their nest aggressively. Found on my driveway, this is squishy, with a texture similar to a Croc shoe. What is it? This looks like the rubber tip or thumb grip from the joystick of a Nintendo Switch Joy-Con controller. The small analog joysticks on the Joy-Cons are topped with a soft, grippy rubber cap to provide a comfortable surface for the player's thumb. Over time, with a lot of use, these rubber caps can wear out, tear, and eventually fall off. Its discovery on a driveway suggests it may have fallen off a controller that was being used in a car or was dropped while getting out of a vehicle. Found this on a pair of shorts. What is it? It's a scraper or a wax comb for a surfboard, and this one also has a bottle opener built into it. Surfers apply wax to the top of their boards for grip. This tool has a comb side for texturing the wax to improve grip, and a flat, straight edge for scraping off old wax when it needs to be replaced. These small plastic tools used to come with board shorts all the time, often attached to a string in the pocket. It's a classic and essential surfer's accessory. This weird black box was found in the woods in Maine while hunting. It's labeled as a part from Bombardier, an aerospace company in Canada. It was in oddly good condition. What is it from? While Bombardier is an aerospace company, they also own Skidoo, a major snowmobile brand. This is the air cleaner filter box, or Airbox, from a 1986 Skidoo Skandic 377 snowmobile. The Airbox is the plastic housing that holds the engine's air filter, ensuring that only clean air enters the carburetor. It was likely from an old, abandoned snowmobile that has rotted away in the woods, leaving only this more durable plastic component behind. This is a casino pen-looking thing. It was a free goodie from the G2E, Global Gaming Expo. The finder doesn't understand what the small little brush on the side would be for if it were a pen. What is it? This is an earbud cleaning tool, a weird but very practical item of company swag. It's a multi-tool designed specifically for cleaning wireless earbuds like AirPods. It typically has a soft brush for cleaning the speaker mesh, a pointed tip for picking out earwax from small crevices, and sometimes a flocked sponge for cleaning the inside of the charging case. It is a very common promotional item, branded with the company's logo. Plastic bit of something. For a washing machine? Roomba? No idea. What is it? This is a cap for the door hinge on a refrigerator. The doors of a refrigerator pivot on hinge pins at the top and bottom. To give a clean, finished look, and to keep dirt and debris out of the hinge mechanism, these plastic decorative caps are snapped into place to cover the hinges and any mounting screws. This one has likely been knocked off during cleaning or moving the refrigerator. Any help, please? This came from a house clearance where the guy was into CB radios and electronics. This is a Dicon D1410 Series 10 amp switched mode power supply. A power supply is a device that converts AC power from the wall outlet into a stable DC voltage that can be used to power electronic devices. This heavy-duty 10-amp unit would be ideal for powering a CB radio, a ham radio transceiver, or other electronic equipment that requires a significant amount of clean DC power. They are also used in CCTV systems and building management systems. It's a robust and versatile piece of electronic equipment for a hobbyist or a professional. This is an outdoor tap. What is the part that the hose screws onto? That part is an anti-siphon valve or a vacuum breaker. It is a critical safety device required by plumbing codes on most outdoor faucets, hose bibs. Its purpose is to prevent contaminated water from being siphoned back into your home's drinking water supply. If you were to leave your garden hose submerged in a bucket of dirty water or a puddle, and the water pressure in your house suddenly dropped, a vacuum could be created that would suck that dirty water back into your pipes. This one-way valve prevents that from happening. This was seen at a Chicago River cleanup. Someone thought it was tackle, but someone else said they saw it move. It wasn't alive at the time of the photo. What is it? It looks like a fish gill. This is the respiratory organ of a fish. The bright red, feathery structures are the gill filaments, which are rich in blood vessels and are where the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide with the water takes place. This is likely a gill arch that was removed from a fish that was caught and cleaned by an angler on the riverbank, or it could be from a dead fish that is decomposing. The movement someone saw could have been a post-mortem muscle twitch, or just the effect of water currents. I found a ton of these along the trail park in my neighborhood in North Texas. What are they? This is an Osage orange, also known as a hedge apple or a bois d'arc. It is the large, bumpy green fruit of the Osage orange tree, Maclura pomifera. The trees were once widely planted by farmers as a living fence to create dense, thorny hedgerows to contain livestock before the invention of barbed wire. The fruit is not generally considered edible for humans, but squirrels will often tear them apart to get to the seeds inside. They are a very common and distinctive sight in the fall in many parts of the central and southern U.S. Is this a vibrator? I was walking the riverbank looking for driftwood and came upon this. Am I just dirty-minded? You are just dirty-minded. This is a cigar tube. Many premium cigars are sold individually in a protective tube like this one, often made of aluminum, to protect the fragile cigar from being crushed or drying out. They usually have a screw-on cap. After the cigar is smoked, the empty tube is often discarded, which is likely how this one ended up on the riverbank. It is a very common piece of tabaciana. This is a hook. The square hole is a key feature. What is it for? I used to have one of these. It's a paint hook for a ladder stabilizer. A ladder stabilizer is a U-shaped accessory that attaches to the top of an extension ladder, holding it away from the wall to provide stability, especially when working around windows. This hook would attach to the square tubing of that stabilizer. It provides a convenient place to hang a paint can by its wire handle, keeping it at a perfect working height and freeing up your hands while you are on the ladder. What is this small, round, black disc with an aux port? It has a sticker that says Japan on it. This is a pillow speaker, if I remember correctly. It's a small, flat speaker designed to be placed under your pillow at night. You would plug it into a radio, a CD player, or an MP3 player using the aux cord. The sound is quiet enough that only the person with their head on the pillow can hear it, so they can listen to music or an audiobook without disturbing a partner sleeping next to them. They were a popular accessory before the widespread use of headphones for personal listening in bed. This item was in a gift bag for book girlies. It's clearly broken, which makes it more difficult to determine its intended use. What is it? It's a decorative hairpin, and it would have originally had a charm on the end. The main U-shaped pin part is used to secure a hairbun or an updo. The small loop at the end is where a decorative charm, a bead, or another ornament would have been attached, which would then dangle from the hairpin as a decorative accent. The link shows a similar example. The charm has broken off this one, leaving only the functional pin part. Found in the side yard. What is it? This is an electrostatic animal guard. It is a device designed to be mounted on a utility pole or a fence post to prevent animals like squirrels and raccoons from climbing it. It consists of a series of wires or plates that are charged with a high voltage, low amperage electrical current, similar to an electric fence. When an animal tries to climb past it and makes contact, it receives a safe but unpleasant electric shock, which deters it from climbing any further. They are used to protect transformers and other electrical equipment on utility poles from being damaged by animals. Anybody know what purpose these orange wheels on the front right wheel of grocery carts serve? They don't touch the ground and are just mounted inside the wheel. This is an anti-theft locking wheel system. An electronic wire is often buried around the perimeter of the store's parking lot, creating an invisible fence. If a shopper tries to push the cart over this line, a signal from the wire triggers a mechanism in this orange device. This causes a brake to deploy, locking the wheel and making it impossible to push the cart any further. It is a system used to prevent people from taking shopping carts off the store's property. This plastic thing was in a flag football bag for coaching. The finder was assigned to coach and has no idea what they are doing or what this is. I'm pretty sure it's to stack your cones on. In sports and coaching, a large number of small disc-shaped cones are used to set up drills. This plastic piece is a simple holder or stacker for those cones. The cones have a hole in the middle, and they can be stacked onto this holder, which has a small handle at the top. This makes it easy to carry a large number of cones and to dispense them one by one when setting up a drill on the field. Found on my window on a car. It seems like some material on top of the glass. I do have tint on the window. What is it? Is it silicone glue? The suggestion is to test if you can peel it off with alcohol. This looks like the residue from something that was previously stuck to the window with a clear silicone adhesive or a similar glue. This could have been a GPS mount, a phone holder, a toll tag, or some other accessory. The accessory has since been removed, but a blob of the clear, rubbery adhesive was left behind on the glass. I've seen this same man pulling this same thing around every day I've visited Hawaii so far. What is he pulling? Looks like an automotive strut, which is a part of a car's suspension. A strut is a combination of a shock absorber and a coil spring into a single unit. This man is pulling a complete strut assembly, likely as a form of resistance training or a unique workout. Why he has chosen this specific car part for his daily exercise routine is a personal quirk, but the object itself is a common component from a vehicle's suspension system. This has a brush and a blade. I don't remember what it's an accessory for. My friend guessed it's for opening very old mail. What is it? This looks like a tool for cleaning the brush roll, the beater bar, on a vacuum cleaner. The brush roll can get tangled with long hair and strings. The blade, which is often a small, shielded, letter opener style blade, is used to safely cut through these tangled hairs and strings so they can be easily removed. The small brush on the tool is then used to clean any remaining dust and debris from the bristles of the brush roll. It's a common maintenance tool that comes with many modern vacuum cleaners. I have no idea where I got this from. What is it? This looks like it is probably from a bicycle cleaning kit. It appears to be a specialized brush for cleaning the drivetrain of a bicycle. The different shaped bristles and scrapers on the tool are designed to get into the tight spaces of the cassette, the gears on the rear wheel, the chain, and the derailleur pulleys to remove the thick grease, grime, and dirt that accumulate there. It's a very common and useful tool for any cyclist who does their own maintenance. I got this in the mail and I have no idea what it is. I work in healthcare and thought they were track collars, but they're not. When you twist the circle, it moves the two pieces into a right angle. Why were they mailed to me? This is a bunion toe splint. A bunion is a bony bump that forms on the joint at the base of the big toe. This orthopedic device is worn, often at night, to help realign the big toe and relieve the pain associated with bunions. The splint is placed on the foot, and the knob is turned to apply a gentle, corrective pressure that pulls the big toe away from the other toes and back into a straighter alignment. Why it was mailed to you is likely a brushing scam, where a company sends you an unsolicited item so they can post a fake, verified purchase review in your name. Found on the side of a residential road. What is it? It's a small, shiny metal object with letters and numbers on it. I think I see Oz and FE on top and a 28 and a G on the bottom. Is it a 1 Oz, 28G iron weight? Yes, your guess is spot on. This is a sticky wheel weight, also known as an adhesive wheel weight. To balance a car's wheels, especially modern alloy wheels, small weights are attached to the inside of the rim. This type has an adhesive backing. Fe indicates it's made of iron, steel, not lead, which is more environmentally friendly. The 28G indicates its weight is 28 grams, which is equivalent to approximately 1 ounce. It has simply fallen off a car's wheel. A pin was found at a partner's grandmother's house in France. It's small, made from enamel, and on the back is written A. Augus Lion. What did it represent? Did this person have anyone serve in the French Navy? This was a pin worn by those who served on the French destroyer Le Terrible. Le Terrible was a famous large destroyer that served with distinction in the French Navy during World War II. A. Augus of Lyon is a well-known French manufacturer of medals and insignia. This enamel pin would have been an insignia worn on the uniform of a sailor who was part of the ship's company, a proud symbol of their service on that specific warship. I give up. Looks old. What is it? This is a signal lamp for airport use. To be really specific, it is a beacon for nighttime obstruction marking of tall man-made structures that may present a hazard to air navigation. This is the type of steady burning red light that you would see on top of a very tall radio tower, a smokestack, a skyscraper, or another obstacle located near an airport. The robust, weatherproof housing and the specific red lens are designed to be highly visible to pilots at night. The link shows an auction listing for a vintage Huey and Phillips Inker's airport beacon. What are they doing with this? A construction guy has a camera that senses movement. He said he thinks there's going to be some road construction. What is this camera, and why is it used? This is a Theodolite, a telescope for the land instead of the sky. More accurately, it is a modern, robotic total station. Land surveyors use these precision instruments to measure horizontal and vertical angles and distances, to survey land, and to lay out points for construction. The surveyor walks around with a pole that has a special 360-degree prism on it. The total station automatically tracks this prism and communicates with it via radio, allowing a single person to take highly accurate measurements that used to require a 2 or 3 person crew. They are incredibly accurate and incredibly expensive. Anyone know where this is from? I had this thing as a kid and it's just been sitting there ever since. I got it somewhere between 2007 and 2020 in Germany. After posting on our Crazy Bones, the mystery was solved. This figure is Confident from the toy line Frikis Face-Offs. This was a brand of small, collectible monster figurines, similar in concept to the immensely popular Go-Go's Crazy Bones. Children would collect the different characters, trade them, and play various games with them. This is a specific character from that now obscure but fondly remembered toy line. Saw these huge orange and red lights from an airplane flying over what I think is Ohio. Not much seemed to be around it, just some fields. What is it? These are large commercial greenhouses to grow crops like tomatoes, peppers, or cucumbers year-round. Especially in northern climates, greenhouses use supplemental grow lights to extend the daylight hours and provide the specific spectrum of light that plants need for photosynthesis. These lights, often high-pressure sodium or specialized LEDs, produce a very intense and distinctive orange or reddish-purple glow that can be seen from miles away at night, and especially from an airplane. This is not a carrot. It's growing straight up out of the ground. It doesn't look like a mushroom or a plant. The inside looks like a foam pool noodle. What is it? It's a stinkhorn. A stinkhorn is a type of fungus known for its bizarre and often phallic appearance, and for the foul-smelling, slimy spore mass, the gleba, on its tip, which attracts insects to help disperse the spores. It begins as an egg underground, and then the fruiting body rapidly erupts, often in just a few hours. The spongy hollow stalk is characteristic, matching the foam pool noodle description. They are a strange but fascinating part of the fungal kingdom. A friend found these on a beach on the east side of Hawaii Island. They almost looked like they had shells, but don't. Any ideas? No touchy the squishy things, especially snails. This is a Lamproheminoia cymbalum, also known as the Cymbal bubble snail. It is a species of marine gastropod, a type of sea slug that is found widely in the Indo-Pacific, including Hawaii. They are active during the day. They have a very small, fragile internal shell that is not visible from the outside, which is why they look like they don't have shells. It's important to be cautious when handling unknown marine life, as some species can be venomous. Moved a table that was in the corner of a room. No drinks or candles were ever on it. This outlet was also never used. What is going on with the wall? The commenter is thinking that there's poor insulation in the wall behind the outlet. In the winter, the cold air from outside seeps through this poorly insulated spot, making the wall and the outlet cover very cold. The warmer, more humid air inside the room then comes into contact with this cold surface, and the moisture in the air condenses into water droplets. This water then drips down the wall, causing the staining and potential damage seen here. It is a sign of a thermal bridge and an insulation problem in the wall. What can fall and burn in the clear sky? Somewhere in Omsk, Siberia. It is absolutely not a war drone. This is space junk. It happens. This is the re-entry of a piece of orbital debris, such as a spent rocket stage or a defunct satellite. As the object hits the upper atmosphere at extremely high speeds, thousands of miles per hour, the friction with the air causes it to heat up and burn, creating a spectacular, slow-moving fireball or a trail of burning fragments. While most of it burns up completely, larger pieces can sometimes survive to reach the ground. This sight is often mistaken for a meteor, but the slow speed and fragmentation are characteristic of space debris. What are these boxes? These are the empty retail boxes for Ace Ultra Premium brand disposable THC vape pens. These are products from the cannabis market. Each box would have contained a pre-filled disposable vaporizer pen containing THC oil. The various colorful designs and names on the boxes indicate the different strains or flavors of the product. Finding a collection of empty boxes like this suggests either a user who has consumed a lot of these products or a seller who has sold them and discarded the packaging. Got this at the ER after having a kidney stone. What is it? It's an alcohol chlorhexidine prep swab stick. This is a medical antiseptic applicator used to sanitize an area of skin before a procedure like an injection or the insertion of an IV catheter. The plastic handle contains a glass ampule of the antiseptic solution, alcohol and chlorhexidine. You snap the sides of the handle, which breaks the ampule inside and releases the fluid into the soft sponge tip. You can then use the sponge to scrub and disinfect the skin. It's a sterile, single-use medical supply. These are bathroom items in a house being rented in Germany. Are the blue ones fresheners for the toilet? Not sure about the other ones. Yes, the blue ones are Duck brand toilet fresheners with a refill. These are in-bowl toilet cleaners that hang over the rim and release cleaning agents and fragrance with each flush. The other item is a Takuro brand stand pipe. This is part of the drainage system for a washing machine. The washing machine's drain hose would be hooked into the top of this pipe, which then connects to the main house drain, providing an air gap to prevent siphoning. Found on a sidewalk on a college campus, this is about 1.5 inches across, made of leather, slightly squishy, and has the word Cuba written, burned into it. It's sealed shut with something firm inside. What is it? This is a leather souvenir keychain. These are very common tourist items. The leather is often stamped or burned with the name of a country or a tourist destination, like Cuba. The inside is typically filled with some kind of filler material, like foam or cotton, just to give it some dimension and a squishy feel. It is not intended to be opened. It is a simple, inexpensive keepsake from a trip, and it would have originally had a metal ring for keys attached to it. If you love uncovering strange and mysterious objects, hit that like button and subscribe. Stay curious. More finds coming soon.